With Aero Pegasus dominating the Asia Championships, where 3/4 of players used it in their competitive deck, is this rare expensive Beyblade truly pay to win? The only way to find out is for me to take it to a WBO ranked event and test it in battle. I was lucky enough to get my hands on Aero Pegasus, a prize Beyblade you can only obtain through the Takara Tomy Beyblade Gacha game, with a win rate of just 0.07%. Because of that exclusivity, Aero Pegasus is ridiculously expensive. When it first dropped, I saw listings for over £500. Luckily, I managed to get mine from Zen Market for 19,490 Japanese yen, which roughly translates to about 100 Great British pounds. Not too bad. So before we test this rare Bey in an actual WBO tournament, let's take a look at the Bey itself. The box is standard for Beyblade X rare Beys, a simple brown cardboard design with the UX00 code, the name and the Beys part listed on the outside. Inside, you're going to find the instructions, the app code, and all the individual parts of this beautiful Beyblade. The bit is a XL, originally released with Dram Buster way back. It's similar to a flat bit, but it has expanded gear teeth so you can hit that gear rail. I personally never use this. I don't see it a lot in competitive action. It's a decent enough bit, but I never really use it. If anything, I'd rather use a flat. But it does come in this dark, deep blue tip and also a neon green stem. I would have rather a more competitive bit, but to be honest, this is not the part that makes this Beyblade expensive. The blade itself is where it's at. The ratchet itself is a beautiful metallic-y blue with that same green plastic inner. Looks absolutely stunning. I don't tend to use attacking type Beys on anything higher than a 60. I usually like to have it as low as possible. So 370 isn't really what I'm going to be using on this Beyblade, but it's a beautiful looking piece. 3 is obviously quite burst resistant. 70 is a middle height. It's all right. But again, this is not the part that makes this Beyblade so expensive. Now we get to where the actual magic is with this Beyblade. The blade. Aero Pegasus is one of the most visually stunning Beyblade X about. It absolutely beautiful. This teal and green exterior, absolutely beautiful. I love the look of it. Very similar looks to a Cyber Pegasus, if you remember that. Absolutely stunning Beyblade. But the looks of it again is not what makes it such a powerful Beyblade. First up, the weight on this Beyblade is ridiculous. Mine is coming in at 38.3. My heaviest Beyblade is Coro Phoenix, which is coming in at 39. So this is not far off. This makes it one of the heaviest Beyblades in Beyblade X, which is crazy. The weight is not just what makes it good. It's the distribution of weight. So you can see this is a UX Bey. So it's got the plastic prongs. The weight is distributed outwards. It improves the stamina. And it's quite a circular Beyblade with three sharp edges. It's got 3 attacking blades on it, which are heavy hitting. It is what I would call a near perfect Beyblade in terms of attack versus stamina. It's got a bit of both. It's absolutely stunning. I absolutely love this Beyblade. It's definitely up there with one of my favorites. So with that impressive weight, the good balance, the rarity of it, that is what makes this the ultimate Beyblade, the ultimate pay to win. You can see why it was used in the Asia Championships. To truly test if Aero Pegasus lives up to pay to win hype, I built a deck featuring only rare exclusive Beyblades for this tournament. Here's the lineup. First up, it's Aero Pegasus equipped with 960 ratchet and the level bit. Level is an aggressive bit and it also provides solid end game stamina, making it a strong choice for Aero Pegasus. This setup combines attack power with the stamina needed for late round battles, giving it an edge in both offensive and defensive. Next up is Phoenix Wing, the CoroCoro exclusive that currently holds the title of heaviest Beyblade in Beyblade X. This beast is an absolute powerhouse, and I'll be making a dedicated video on it soon. So make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see that unit in action. For the tournament, I paired Phoenix Wing with a 360 ratchet and the low rush, creating a combo that capitalizes on immense weight and stability. Last but not least, I use Clear Drake, another rare gacha Beyblade. While not as expensive as Aero, Clear Drake is still a solid choice. Personally, I'm not a fan of the blue Cobalt Drake, so I decided to save my wallet and stick with this version. For this combo, I paired Clear Drake with a 560 ratchet and a standard rush. It's a heavy hitting attack type. Let's hop into the tournament and let's see if I can truly pay to win. So this was my first matchup against Supermox. Apologies for the camera direction, the filming does get better, but Coro Phoenix up first and the perfect start. I hit a extreme finish and I'm 3-0 up at this point, and then it's my Phoenix Wing up against Cobalt Drake. So two rare expensive Beys going head to head. So much paint is falling off, hard to watch. But yeah, then some madness happens at the end of this. So you can see we're both slowing down, and then bang, in slow-mo, I get the 2 points because just about I was spinning. The second game was up against Little Strikes, and I actually forgot to press record, so apologies for that, but I won 4-2, and I am 2-0 overall at the moment, so it's going pretty damn well with this pay-to-win setup. And then on to game 3, I was up against Fields or Felix, and I had the worst start I possibly could have. I got extremed. I am 3-0 down at this point. That was the Coro Phoenix that got extremed. Next up was my Aero Pegasus on the level. I can't see what he has, but Felix is really good at painting Beys, so he has really cool looking Beys. I got the pocket there, so at this point it's 3-2. Then the first run out for Clear Drake today on the rush bit, and it looks like it takes the spin finish against the whale wave, and then it's 3-3. I put out Pegasus as I thought it was the best chance I had to put my pay to win Bey out. 3-3, I've clawed it back up against Cobalt Dragoon, which is not an ideal matchup. But yeah, I take the spin finish, mad comeback. Felix is a really good blader, so it was quite good to come back from that. And next up I'm against Jess, who's a bit of a rival because every time I go against her I lose, and I lost even in the final last time against her, so not an ideal opponent to be going up against. But yeah, this match finished crazy. It was both spin finish, but it's really close, but it looked like I got it, but the judges reviewed it and we reshot, so it's still 0-0 at this point. Pegasus against Phoenix again. Jess usually has quite an attacking deck, so I am all out attack, so this should be an interesting matchup.
Blade is ready. On shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot.
And my Pegasus goes down. So it's 1-0 to Jess at this point. Coro Phoenix up next against Tyranno Beat. This Coro Phoenix is absolutely insane, especially on low rush. It's such a good Bey.
Oh, we have fun now. Blade is ready.
But it did lose this time, so I am 2-0 down, going not too well. Then it's Wizard Rod up against Clear Drake, Clear Drake burst, and I lose 4-0 again. Oh, and we had the awkward handshake, which unfortunately wasn't captured on camera, but the shadows are there to see. Next up I was against Solicow, which was not a great pairing, as Solical's probably one of the best bladers about. Luckily I got an extreme finish on the first go, so that was with Coro Phoenix, so pretty happy with that outcome. Then I had my Aero Pegasus up against the new Impact Drake. I believe he was running it on a 180 rush, which was really interesting, and actually outspun Aero Pegasus, which is absolutely mad. Because I was going against Solical, I decided to swap out Clear Drake for Cobalt Dragoon, as I thought I would have a better chance against one of the best bladers, but Cobalt Dragoon burst, so Solical clawed his way back to 3-3, and then finished on Coro Phoenix against Impact Drake. This time though, Coro Phoenix does have the stamina, and I take that win. And next up I was against Blaster Blade, who was top of the pack. We're on 5-0, I was on 4-1, I was close in second. And then it started with Coro getting an extreme finish, so I was 3-0 up at this point. Then is Aero versus Aero. I believe his was on a 160 level and mine's obviously on a 960 level. His is probably the better setup, but I was saving my 160 for this Cobalt Dragoon Elevate combo that I was swapping in and out, but he did take the spin finish on that one, so it was 3-1. Then it was Cobalt Dragoon versus Wizard Rod. No contact, but it did burst, so it was a reshoot. So Cobalt Dragoon up against Wizard Rod, which usually I quite like the matchup. It's quite Cobalt Dragoon comes out on top of Wizard Rod quite a lot, and I believe he was using something weird like Spike on his Wizard Rod, which he said he does pretty well on, which was interesting. But at this point we are not touching each other. I'm hoping for some spin stealing at the end, but I didn't get it, and his Wizard Rod takes it, and it's 3-3. And then it's Coro Phoenix up against Pegasus. And Coro Phoenix takes it, and I take the win.
Okay, thank you everyone for coming. Well done to those who made top 8. I'm going to read out now. We're about to go on a 30-minute lunch break. So if you want to come back and watch top 8, feel free. Or if you have to run off, then thank you so much. So in 8th place, we got myself. 7th place, we got Little Strike. 6th place, we got Felix. Feels evil. 5th place, we got Golden Burrito. 4th place, we got M Sabs. 1st tournament. 3rd place, we have Sully. 2nd place, we got Beymac. And 1st place, we got Kevin Blaster Blade. Alright, thank you everyone for coming. Everyone who's 5-1 will automatically be in the winners bracket, so you get 2 lives. Everyone who was 4-2 is in the losers bracket, so it's cutthroat. Well, cool. Alright, thank you.
And then into the finals against Jess, unfortunately. I don't want to lose to her again, that would make it way too many times, but this first one, the judges reviewed it and I actually pocketed her bay first. Next up I've got my Aero Pegasus against the Big Ball Tyranno, and I get pocketed but it jumps out, so at this point I'm hoping 1 point is better to lose than 2 because I lost all my stamina. And Jess takes that one, but 1 point's better than 2. And next up is Clear Drake, who I am not overly fond of. It's not the best attacker. I did put Cobalt Dragoon back and brought Cobalt Drake back in to make it truly pay to win. But Wizard Rod does take the spin finish on this, and we're at 2-2. And then another controversial moment. Coro against Phoenix, I think it is. We both pocketed, but the judges reviewed it and they said Jess was pocketed first. Next up, Pegasus against Phoenix.
Take point, don't get smacked.
And Pegasus takes the spin finish. And then Clear Drake is back out up against the Wizard Rod. And Clear Drake loses again on spinning. So it's 5-3 to me at the moment. I've got Pegasus out. Big hits in this match. And Pegasus takes that, and it's 6-3 at this point. Coro Phoenix out. And he takes the pocket, and I finally win against Jess. Next up was against M-Sabs, who is 13, and it was his first tournament, and he's absolutely smashed it. He's got a solid deck, really good blader. But this match was insane. Look at this Pegasus rim ride. It was the fastest I've ever seen a Beyblade go around the stadium. Absolute madness. It did kill pretty much all of my stamina. So it's going to come down to a spin finish.
We need this for vibes. We need this for vibes, bro. I think it was in there. Yo, we got it was in mid-air, but let it play. For the clip. For the TikTok. For the content.
And Rod takes that spin finish, obviously. Then on to Coro Phoenix. Leave up against the Cobalt Dragoon, which isn't an ideal matchup.
It's on level. No, I believe in you. He needs to stop what he needs to hit.
Level is crazy. I think a lot of people are mad because
And he takes the spin finish. Next up is Clear Drake is out. Up against, I believe, Phoenix. I think he had a crazy setup. I think he was on orb, but I actually got a pocket, so 2-2, back in the game. Then it's Coro Phoenix getting extreme dashed by Phoenix Wing. I was down 5-2 at this point. Got my Aero Pegasus out and it jumps into the extreme. So into the losers bracket now. I have a second chance to still win this. And I'm up against Blaster Blade, who I've beaten already today. This is the last chance to get into the final, and it's a good start for Coro Phoenix, who pockets his Night Mail. Then we've got Aero Pegasus up against his Wizard Rod. Wizard Rod going absolutely crazy. As I said before, I think it's on a spike, so it's a different setup to your ball or free balls that you usually see on Rod. And he gets a spin finish, so it's 2-1 at this point. Then Clear Drake is out.
I'm actually hoping the Drake wins this.
I want to spend less money.
I'm hoping the Drake wins this, actually.
Yeah, but level is just crazy.
Yeah, I think that level's done.
The weight of Pegasus might do it. Yeah,
They didn't touch me.
Weight.
And he gets outspun by Aero Pegasus. It's not been great Clear Drake all day. Next up I have my Aero Pegasus back out, up against his Wizard Rod. It's 2-2 at this point. Not really getting massive hits on his Rod. And his Aero gets outspun, so I'm losing 3-2 at this point. And then Phoenix Wing against Aero Pegasus. Extreme finish for Coro Phoenix. It's done so well today. Amazing bay. And then I've got my Clear Drake up again against Night Mail.
Drake is dead. No, that's good.
Clear Drake actually getting a spin finish this time. And then this was madness. We hit, I went into the pocket, and then his went into the extreme, but mine jumped out and it was still spinning, so it counted as my 3 points for the extreme, and I won that match. Insane. And then into the final, I'm up against M-Sabs again. He destroyed me last time, but this time I get a great start and I get a pocket finish. Aero Pegasus up against, I think, Cobalt Dragoon.
Both level.
Yeah, he's got a spin still, me.
Yeah, no, they're both on level. Oh,
Yeah, but
oh, there you go.
he's done and then.
Yeah, Dragoon's never done that.
If it isn't hard tilting early, you're pretty much. Yeah, no,
Got it.
yeah, Dragoon's gonna win the top heaviness of.
And Aero Pegasus outspins his Cobalt Dragoon, so 3-0 up, Clear Drake out. We've got a great start.
Good.
And then Clear Drake, being awful, gets an extreme. So I'm 3-3 at this point. It's Aero Pegasus up against Phoenix Wing. Nearly got the extreme at that point. Lost a lot of stamina though. And Aero Pegasus loses the spin, so it's 4-3 at this point. Out comes Coro Phoenix up against Wizard Rod and gets a nice pocket. It's done amazing all day. 5-4 at this point. And Clear Drake out again, and he gets a burst. And I actually win the final match.
At first place, we have Beymac, Shane.
So can you pay to win in Beyblade X? Evidently you can. Let me know what you guys thought of the tournament. Have you got an Aero Pegasus yourself? One of my favourite bays, is constantly going to be in my competitive deck going forward. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of the British Beyblade scene, tournaments, unboxings, everything about Beyblade. I'll catch you in the next one. Beymac out.